to expect. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we're live.
We're live.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to One-to-One Wednesdays. It wasn't letting me go live then. StreamYard was full up apparently, but we're here 1 minute late, but we're good. How are yourself, Nick? How's yourself?
I'm very well, yeah. Glad to be here. How are you?
Yeah, it's good to finally have a little chat. We've been in, cross different streams, haven't we? But we've never had like a one-to-one conversation. So yeah, it's good to have you on.
No, it's a pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
So how's your week been? Busy, or you've been trying to just wind down a little bit?
Just plodding, really.
Plodding on.
Managed to source a couple of things, not like hauls, really, just a couple of Facebook pickups. I made a little road trip video that will probably be out soon, probably tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
It was nice to get out of the house.
Yeah. That's good. That's the thing, really, with no boot sales and charity shops. So have you been sourcing much, or have you had quite a bit of a backlog anyway to fall back on?
Not at all. Yeah, we had, going into the first lockdown, we had a massive backlog. I'm really seeing the end of it, or potentially seeing the end of it now, although Andrea has a lot of stuff to go through.
Yeah.
But it's just hard to resist when you see, I don't know if you saw the Star Wars fix.
Yeah, I seen them in the thumbnail. Yeah. Was it your thumbnail from today? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't resist.
Love it.
They were literally like a 2-minute walk from my front door. £5 for 3 of the 2 foot tall ones. So yeah, please, why not?
Why not? And just thinking back to the start of lockdown, you was in the loft doing some hunting videos for the Henry Hoovers and stuff. I think George was getting dinos out of the loft and stuff. So it's like a different way of sourcing at the minute. Going through your own backlog and seeing the back of shelves for once must be a little bit weird.
Well, I think a lot of people's opinion on the kind of hoarder mentality of reselling changed almost instantly, because I wasn't worried, but a lot of people were, because it was, if you cut off that supply, because most of us don't deal with wholesalers, we can't just pick up the phone and order some more stock. If you do it like I do, it's 90% secondhand stuff. So yeah, I think I was glad of it, and others were glad of their hauls to dip into. I mean, what sort of level of stock do you operate on?
I've got quite a lot, but it's sometimes it's about the quality. You might have quantity, and then it's kind of, I don't really want to list that. It's it's a lot of time and little reward. So I've still got a bit of a death pile. Some stuff in there like VHS combis and stuff that are just really tedious to kind of tackle. A lot without remotes as well, so they're quite an awkward one to sell. So things like that have just been sat there and need looking at. But I've been kind of quick turnover with the Facebook bits, marketplace, and then some RA stuff here and there, just where I can do. But I've been doing a bit more online arbitrage at the minute, trying to get a deal online. It is hard, but it can pay off as well at times.
Yeah, I've not done as much of that. I used to do loads, particularly when we had the gaming shop. I would score deals because I had that as an outlet to sell it as well. But I don't do anywhere near as much. Back in the day when Play.com would have amazing offers and HMV would have really good offers, I was buying so much stuff. We would get post delivered in sacks every day.
Yeah. Would that go straight into the shop floor then, or would it go across different platforms? Or
I would do a lot on Amazon. A lot on Amazon back then. I wasn't really into eBay because I didn't have the time to list. But Amazon, as you know, it's just scan and list and away it goes.
Easy,
a lot of it would go in the shop. Yeah, just add it straight to stock. It was awesome.
Do you miss the shop at times?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a shopkeeper at heart, and I still miss that. But I like how we've got it now. Virtually zero overheads.
Yeah, the freedom.
We don't have to work that hard, to be honest, because we've got ourselves in a position where we don't have to.
Yeah, you've worked hard for years and years.
Yeah, I miss the social aspect most, I guess.
That's the one thing about resellers, isn't it? Online, you don't really have any workmates. That's why the YouTube side's quite fun. But in store, you meet all the customers, don't you?
Yeah, but even that has its downside, because of
course it does.
There's a lot of very lonely people out there, and they come in and they get to know you on first name terms, and quite a lot of people would just come in the shop to talk to me, and I'm like, that's fine for 5 minutes, but I've got a business to run.
You're busy.
Very awkward trying to subtly hint to people, I'm gonna do some work, mate.
Yeah,
you know?
you got to make a living, haven't you? You got to keep the business, running.
Yeah.
It must be nice at times, but like you say, sometimes it would be overwhelming. Yeah. With Zahir opening his shop, it's a shame that you can't get, I think it was a few weeks, weren't it, and then straight back into lockdown. I was meant to be going over, and seeing him. It's a nightmare.
The timing couldn't have been worse. I feel for them so much. I mean, retail is a hard enough game as it is, let alone to launch a retail outlet in unprecedented times. In a global, it's like, oh no, yeah. But I mean, I'm sure they'll make it work. I mean,
of course.
I've seen the website and stuff, and that's
awesome. Yeah. Well, they had Z on last week, and he was talking about he built it all himself, on WordPress and stuff. It's quite impressive, if you go through the site. It's spot on. He always says that it's not that great. It could be a lot better, but for what it is, it's really, really smart, yeah. And like you say, they open a shop during this time, and they're managing. When things do open, they'll be thriving, They just same with resellers as well. If you're keeping your head afloat now and you're doing well, when things open back up, your boot sales and stuff, then you know that you can really smash it.
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, I just pray that independent retailers can see it through and come out the other side. Yeah, like you say, if they can weather this storm, they're bulletproof. But it's tough. It really is tough. But yeah, I was going to mention actually, I saw you had a haul fairly recently of gaming. Was that was an eBay
collection?
Night,
yeah, it was someone's full eBay collection. His gaming collection, and he just had it on a 24-hour eBay auction. So the thing is, I don't go on eBay every day and check the local stuff. It must have been that one day he listed that 24 hours, so it's quite lucky. 15-minute drive, and I think it was 86 quid. Mad. Yeah.
Oh, so
some of the stuff.
So
local. Yeah, so it was an auction and a collection as well. So yeah, I've got a video out tomorrow with quite a lot of the sales on it. But for example, the Xbox 360, it was the Halo edition. Halo 3 edition, but it was broke. It had Red Ring of Death, but you still got 60 quid without a controller. Like little things like that. You think it's a broken Xbox, and it's random. I think even fully working, it's just over 100. So I think someone's got it, maybe flip it for margins, or maybe fixing it up themselves.
Or they're gonna just use the case to mod their own one.
Yeah, they could. I went on their actual store and they were selling loads of 360 cases for really cheap prices. Actually, I'm not sure what they will do with it, but I'm happy to sell it. And then other things, a load of the collector's edition stuff. So the helmets and the figures and stuff. And it didn't seem too bothered. I went on his store. The guy who sold it me, he sells high-end watches for quite a few grand. So I don't think he's too fussed. But to lose all that 10 years of your collection, on a 24-hour auction for near enough nothing. Bit of a shame, innit? But he's moving houses, getting rid of stuff. Probably the missus on top, trying to get rid of his stuff. So
that's kind of my period that I remember so fondly from the shop, because 360 and PS3 were the main formats at that time, and Wii was huge.
Yeah.
But watching you going through all those special editions that I remember ordering in and having them day one, and Call of Duty where we do midnight openings, and that was my era. It was awesome.
That's for me when I was a kid. When I'm growing up, I had an original Xbox first, and then it was PS3 and 360. For near enough 10 years. It was really long. It's 2013, wasn't it, the next gen? So they had quite a long lifetime.
They really did, yeah.
The Call of Duties were on top at the time, Modern Warfare 2 and your Black Ops and stuff. It's slowly petered out. I've kind of fell out with gaming. I don't find it it's probably growing up as well. You don't find it as fun anymore. But yeah, that's the golden generation for me, the 360 and the PS3, yeah, for sure. And some of the collector's editions they did, they're amazing. The night vision goggles, the RC cars, and all stuff like that. Amazing.
Yeah, they do like what did they call it? A hardened. I think it was a hardened edition they used to bring out of the COD.
Yeah,
it was like a standard and limited, and then a hardened, which would have some fancy. I remember the one with the night vision goggles.
They did a hardened edition, and then they did. I think it was Prestige edition.
Was that it? Yeah, that rings
with
a
like
bell.
the really, it's like a couple $100. I think I got it one time. I got it for Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I got with it. I probably didn't use it, binoculars or something. But yeah, they're really smart at marketing them kind of things, aren't they? People
it's interesting because that time was when our business was in its prime, and that's got all those memories. But I wasn't a PS3 or Xbox 360 gamer. I was totally Nintendo at that period. My real actual gaming time was the 90s. So I'm like Super Nintendo kid.
Yeah.
But I have a soft spot for Xbox because we made so much money on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess at the time 360 was just killing PlayStation 3, weren't they? In terms of
sure.
the
It
amount
was
of
in
members
our
they had.
store anyway. Yeah. And things like Guitar Hero was massive for us.
Yeah.
We'd get all of the guitars in on all the formats.
And even now they sell for loads. I've got a couple of 360 guitars in there. And they're like £80-90 a piece in the box, you know, and yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy some of the prices.
I was selling them at Amazon Christmas. I think the most I got was 100 and it might have been 100 total for a boxed Xbox One with software.
Yeah, it's bonkers. It's bonkers. Well, it was only till the other week I actually sold one. I picked them up and then I've just left them there. And I know they're worth something, but I've never tested them out and I've never sold them in 3-4 years. And tested out on video. It was quite good fun actually. Tested them out. But then I was on a video call when I was packaging them up, packaged them up with Kieran and a few friends that do YouTube as well. And I didn't know you could take the top off, so I was trying to get them in a long box.
Oh, right.
They went, you do know that clips out. I was, oh, right. I
yeah, the little strip.
You just unscrews and you can just pop it in a nice box. Quality.
Yeah. I think the only Guitar Hero stuff I don't bother with is PS2. I don't know if that's changed, but I've had them in the past and there's just no value in it.
Yeah, I've only done Wii myself, Wii and 360. Never done PS2. I guess, like you say, might not be worth it.
PS3 are worth doing. The dongles on their own fly out.
Yeah, they're hard to get hold of them. Yeah,
definitely.
I'll say a few hellos to the chat. See what everyone's saying. So we've got the Attack Doctor. We've got Aaron, Leanne. Oh, it's really jumped there. Sorry. We've got Phantom Scribe. Laura. Laura sent me out a copy of Mario Kart and a copy of Wii Sports that weren't working, scratched up. And I managed, Laura, to get them both working in JFJ. So appreciate that. That's in tomorrow's video. We see how they get on. But that's kind of a spoiler for everyone. But they do end up working. We've got Sean. We've got Chris, Buy, Sell, Trade, Repeat. Bad Wolf says, is that Nick Hills on YouTube again?
I'm always on.
He's
always
everywhere. Ricky, we are being spoiled this week. How are you both? I'm not too bad, Ricky. Not too bad. We've got Global Thrifters.
Good
Love
to
you
see
guys.
you. Oh, there they are.
Yes.
Hello. Again. I was chatting with them.
Yeah, last night. I love Jack and Emma.
Days are flying by at the moment. Are you finding with lockdown, like everything was weirdly sped up? I don't know what day it is, and the weeks go by, and it's weird.
Yeah, because we do a Sunday show. You do a Sunday show as well, an hour before, and that seems to come round every other day. It doesn't feel like within a week. It's like, oh, we're here again. It's Sunday.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So weird.
It's bonkers. It's bonkers. For anyone in the chat as well, if you did want to ask any questions, do put a question there for myself or Nick. We've got Simon in. We've got Jessica. Jessica's got a really awesome business up in Manchester as well. She's smashing it. I think at one point, Jess, she had 500 Nintendo Wii remotes in the first lockdown. So yeah, it was just flying out. I don't know where you got them. I don't know if she got them on auction or something, but just the 500 Wii remotes.
Wow.
Quality. And Kindles as well. So sells Kindles really well. So yeah, any questions, do pop them in the chat. I've just got a little bit of a pickup to show because I did mention it on Sunday. I just seen Lee's comment. You have the Godfather of Tat on. Love you, Lee. £35. It was. I think it was Sunday night. I went on eBay after our stream, and it was 35 Wii games. £35 buy it now. Local collection. I never really searched for anything like that. I think I went local collection on eBay, but I typed in the word bundle and newly listed. This popped up. I'm not going to show all 35 games, but 8 watches. I'm not sure how long it had been up for, but you look at the titles here. First off, you've got Mario Kart Wii, so £30 off the bat. Pretty much pays for it. You got Wii Sports, 15. Sports Mix, 10. Poke Park, 15, 20.
Ooh, yeah,
Go Vacations, about 20. I actually searched this up today. Yeah, I searched this up today. Someone had one brand new and sealed, okay? Right, and it was graded off a company in the UK, and they got £150 for it. you know, don't know what you think of that, what you will. But who would put that in a plastic encapsulation? Who knows? I'm not sure.
Wow.
That's a good one for Godzilla. That's $39.99. I think I got it up to 35. How to Train Your Dragon.
I remember all these coming out. I remember ordering these in like when we had the show.
Great games. Great games, and I just couldn't. But there was 8 people have decided to watch it and not buy it. I really didn't understand it. Galaxy 2, got Crash, other 20 quidder, and then this one. I've got a few Lego games. Pick this one out though. Harry Potter 5 to 7. I think it's like £18 that one. So yeah, there's like literally two 250s worth in a few weeks. No console, just some games. So always look. I just like reiterate. Always look on your local bits on eBay because you never know what's going to pop up. Like with the gaming collection and stuff.
Do you use one of the like little websites that gives you a local search to your postcode?
I've never used it. No, I think is it Bay Crazy, the one that a few people use. Yeah, a different one like that.
Yeah, I'm not even sure which one I'm using at the minute. I normally have a tab. Oh, I can't even see it from there.
Yeah, I've never really used one. I've normally done it off my own back, but I probably should probably help it out a little bit. So all I ever go off is the word bundle or collection, and then I never really look at anything else. So I probably miss out on a few bits, to be honest, because I don't.
Just trying to see what the site I'm currently using is. I tend to try different ones. Yeah, Bay Crazy is the one I'm using at the minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I might need to take a look at that. I've always heard murmurs of it, but never pulled it out. Alfie says boot sales look fun. We don't do them in Canada, but we should. That's a shame. So, yeah, you should. It'd be good. I'm sure you do like some kind of garage sales or jumble. There's got to be something going on, I guess.
Well, I follow a channel, a chap, CJR. He's a gamer collector, and he goes around. He's in Canada, and he goes around yard sales. So that's really big. Then they have community yard sales as well, which is kind of the equivalent of a big sale.
Like coming together.
Yeah.
I actually searched up car boot on YouTube the other day, and a Japanese car boot came up. Someone with a GoPro on in a car boot in Japan. So it's worldwide. Bonkers. What was you going to say? Sorry about the chap in Canada.
He does really well going around. He's a game collector. He's got a massive basement in his house with one of the biggest game collections I've seen, and he goes around with a GoPro tracking down stuff, and he's really good. He's got this really good pattern where he goes up to a stall and has a chat, and then he's like, have you got any gaming stuff? Have you got any Game Boys? Have you got any of this? And he lists it, and then he, and the amount of stuff that he gets out of people's basements and bedrooms and stuff that they didn't even consider putting out on the stall. And I'm always forgetting to ask that because I do loads of these jumble trails now.
Yeah, it's like prompting it out, isn't it? Giving some prompt questions. Because I think there's only ever been a couple of jumble trails around Manchester, maybe because I'm not in too many groups to find them. I know Chris went to one when he was back up here, and he did quite well. So I'm not too sure in terms of where to go to find one, but they do look cool. And I bet that guy's got a pretty cool basement. He's got all the cool lights and all that kind of stuff. I've seen, some of them gaming basements.
I'll try and remember to send you a link to the channel. I think you'd enjoy it. It's really
what's it called? CJR.
CJR, but it's kind of spelled. I'll send you the link after.
Yeah, pop it over later.
But yeah, I'm not sure he's doing that much in the way of videoing now with COVID, I guess, but his pickups videos are some of the best out there. They really are.
There's a channel in America as well, and these are game collectors as well. There's the Game Chasers. So they're like a group of lads. They're in the late 30s, early 40s, been friends since school, and they go on the road across America doing all kinds of game chasing on markets and stuff like that. Really cool. And then they have like a little second series called Toy Chasers as well, so they're always finding 80s and 90s toys.
Yeah,
pretty smart, but
another one just quickly, you've probably seen Metal Jesus Rocks. Have you seen that channel? My god, I love that guy.
He's awesome. Yeah, because he's mates with the Game Chasers, so yeah, he's a cool dude. He does all the reviews and stuff, doesn't he? And does all kinds of collection stuff.
He's super cool. So knowledgeable. He's a programmer from back in the day. He's like some of my generation. He's love the guy. Yeah.
One other as well, this guy called Game Quest. He's called Beat 'em Ups actually. He did a show called Game Quest.
I don't think I'm subbed, but I think I've been recommended some of his stuff. Yeah,
he's an Australian guy. And I think it must have been 5 or 6 years ago, I was watching him doing the Game Quest. So the Game Chasers were quite big in the community. They got quite a lot of views. And then he did Game Quest, 500, 1,000 views. And I swear he's on about 1 million subs now. And it's good to see people grow up like that. They've really smashed it. I think at the time he didn't have a job, and stuff like that. And now he's like well-produced videos, and cool to see people grow from it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love all the American stuff. Cool.
I was going to say, I see Rich is in Night's Life with his new logo. I was chatting to Rich earlier. He's got his really cool little logo.
Let's see. See there we go.
Hard to see it there. There it is. Look at that.
That's looking nice, that. Rich, you have to get that in a t-shirt for sure.
I was chatting to him earlier. I was like, he's like, what do you think of this? I was like, that's cool. And I said, I've been on YouTube 6 years and I haven't got a logo. I think I'm behind the times.
Well, better late than never. Better late than never.
Well, I'm not in any rush. I'm old school.
You're smashing it either way. I was looking the other day because I wanted to get like a cool little thing for the description. You've got more subscribers than the population of the Faroe Islands. I think they've got like 51,000 population or something. Quality.
Oh, we hit. I've been waiting to hit 10 million views to do a video because I want to do a video about what I think I know about YouTube. And we finally hit 10 million views. That's quite a milestone.
Yeah, cool. That's a lot. And it's been, how long has it been? 6 years, 5 or 6 years, or has it been a little bit longer?
I'm pretty sure it might be 7 by. I think I started in like July or August, so I think it'll be 7 years then this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've been consistent for a long time. I don't think you've ever had a time off, have you? You might have had a few weeks here or there, but you've always been quite active.
Not for any length. We did have a bit of a break at Christmas, which was needed. I think we were stressed from everything. Everyone is, not just us. So we took a proper break at Christmas, and I loved it. I really did. Like, it's a constant kind of pressure in the back of your head, thinking I need to come up with something to put out.
Yeah. But I did the same. I was supposed to do like an advent calendar and do a video a day. I think I flagged after 3 days and then didn't upload till January. So it is what it is, and you just sometimes you need to step back and just to take a break, like you say.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Kieran and Sam, fair play to them. They did the full 24 days leading up to Christmas. I had no chance.
Is that Vlogmas?
Yeah, like they did a full Vlogmas.
Yeah. We did that 1 year, and very quickly you think, I'm just repeating myself here. I was doing daily content for, I don't know how long I lasted, a couple of weeks, if that. And it's just too much, I think.
It gets to you, doesn't it? Editing and, doing all this kind of stuff. I remember Zahir did it he's still doing it quite a lot, and he's uploading quite a lot Zahir around the shop and stuff. I'm sure that keeps him regimented as well. Get a bit of a video. I'm down in the shop and stuff. It's quite kind of good as well.
I think if you can get in the habit, it's not too much work. For me, it was remembering to just do it. I'd get to the point where I'd do something and it'd be quite interesting and forget to film it. And I'd be like, and now I've got nothing interesting to do for the rest of the day.
I get similar things. I meant to get a thumbnail with all the parcels, but I've already sent them off for something stupid like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's just how it works out.
Well, I've done bits where I'm trying to make a vlog and I say, I'll show you later when I do this, and I try and do that. And then I'll do the thing, like trying to repair something or packaging an interesting item. Don't film a thing. And then I'm like, well, I'm not bloody unpacking it now. I'm doing it again. And it screws the whole video up.
Quality. LG says, can't wait till you list the 64 car.
Oh, I need... Yeah. It's
what was the 64 car? What was it?
I'll show you.
I don't think I caught
that. It's
the blank one. Yeah.
It's a promo. I think they're rewritable as well, and it's got No Mercy on it.
Yeah, rest of them was it? Yeah.
The cool thing is about it that it's. I know I don't want to give too much away, but I know a little bit about the history and what magazine and what reviewer had this. And I'm able to get hold of the original review that was made using this car.
That's
so
cool.
I'm going to do a little video and give it all that provenance and then list it is the idea.
You're going to go for an auction, or are you going to go for a high buy it now and keep hold of it for a long time?
I think with that I'm fairly safe. It will reach its mark. But they're also so rare you can kind of set your price and wait. So I don't know. I'm really torn whether I do an auction or not. I have
a think, like you say. I remember you had a game years and years ago that you got a really good price for, wasn't it? Was that a NES game or a SNES game? Was it?
That was a NES game.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, an unreleased promo. a literally one of a kind game. There was a Power 1 and there was an NTSC version. The NTSC one had been found and documented, and this was literally a one of a kind thing, apparently.
That's crazy. Did you ever get any history behind that, where it came from and stuff like that, or was it just random?
Well, I know where I bought it, as in I bought it off another reseller who I bought all of their stock of gaming off them in a massive haul. There's like 3 or 4 haul videos on this channel just documenting all of the software. It was crazy. And I still know the lady, but I don't think she knew anything of the history. I think they just came across it back in the day. One of those things, you know?
Bonkers. And sometimes that's what you do it for, the treasure hunting. You find something that rare, or, you know, something, because that'll be in a collection now, pride place somewhere, and someone will be looking after that.
Yeah, well, it went to Poland, and it went to a collector in Poland, and I was really hoping he was going to be able to just film a little bit on his phone saying, here it is, I'm really happy, blah, blah, blah. But the guy said, I work for the government, I'm not allowed to be on social media. So who that is, I've no idea, but yeah.
Who knows, but an important person nonetheless. He's got a nice piece in his collection. It'd be great to see what else he had. You know, if he's got that, what else has he got?
If you've got, like, however much it was, I always forget, $4,000, whatever it was. If you've got that much to put down on an old end Nintendo cart, I mean, you must have a decent collection. You're not just going to buy that one.
No, of course.
It's not like he was buying it to replay it because nobody ever had it. So he's a serious collector.
He's probably got every game on certain consoles. Like, I know some people that have every N64 cart, and, you know, I think James has got quite a lot on. I don't know if it's the PS2, but there's so many on PS2. It's like I think there's over 1,000 games, isn't there? It's ridiculous.
Is that the biggest library? It must be.
I think it's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be. I'll have a look actually. PlayStation.
We must be pretty big, because the amount of shovelware when we came out the first couple of years, there was so much crap released. We must be massive as well.
Yeah, just like filler games and all sorts like that. 1,850 PS2.
Really,
so not too many. I'm guessing that'll be, you know, not even included the different kind of variants of stuff.
I was going to say, is that just PAL then?
Probably, yeah. Let me just see.
Yeah, it's funny because I've resisted being a game collector. Even when we had the store, when I had access to thousands of games on a weekly basis, I resisted it because I'm a completist, and this is what I'm doing now with vinyl. God, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I honestly resist starting to collect games because the stuff I really want is Super Nintendo, and all of it's expensive now.
Yeah, so if you want it in mint condition as well.
Yeah.
It's bonkers,
I should have been collecting in the late 90s and early 2000s when I'd find it on a weekly basis. I've missed
that's the thing, isn't it? You know, when you grow up, kind of hold on to them things if you can, if you've got the space. You just don't know, do you? You don't realise in future it's going to be worth a ton. You know, like with the Pokemon stuff now, you know, there's cards that people have got and they're worth thousands and thousands. You know, people would have had a full GameCube collection, went on straight on the car boot, you know, 10 years ago for a couple of pound or whatever, because you couldn't, you know, give away a GameCube at one point. And now, you know, they're like hotcakes, aren't they? You know, people want them. I love the GameCube. I love the little disc and the case. They're very clean and nice. With the Wii, it was 1,600 games. That's unreleased as well, some unreleased games, but it's a hell of a lot.
Yeah, that format was huge. I mean, when did it come out? 2006. So 2007, 2008, we probably made more money on Wii than the other formats combined.
So
sometimes. When Wii Fit came out, we could not get stock in our shop quick enough. We would sell out, pre-order every shipment we got of Wii Fit. It was the same with the consoles. The demand was insane.
It's like the new technology, weren't it? I guess, you know, even now you get a good price on eBay because obviously you've got the Wii U and the Switch, but it still doesn't have that factor of the Wii. You know, 15 years is it now?
Well, what they cleverly did was they appealed to gamers.
Yeah.
They like who you would think of gamers like us, right?
Yeah.
And then they appealed to older people with the fitness. They appealed to a lot of women with fitness and dance games. The dance thing really took off.
Yeah.
They appealed to the young, the old. It was like no console had ever
crossed everything.
Everybody, and it was genius, absolutely genius. And I loved it. The Wii is probably my second favorite console, I'd say.
Yeah, because it had the classics of, you know, what the N64 had and what the GameCube had, the, you know, the Mario Karts, Luigi's Mansion, all these kind of things for the people who are really into the Zeldas and all the games, like you say. And then, you know, all the fitness stuff, like you say.
And the virtual store, I used to love that. People would just gift me the Nintendo card points or whatever they called it, and I'd go and buy old Super Nintendo games and have them on your telly. It's like,
it's sweet, yeah, it's very, very clever marketing, like you say. I think the last Just Dance they released on the Wii was 2020, so it was last year. And if you look at that price now, it's higher than the actual retail price. It's bonkers of what they actually sold for.
When the first Just Dance came out, Ubisoft couldn't keep up. We couldn't get it anywhere from any wholesaler, so I was buying everything. Argos must have had a shed load in, so I was doing that thing where I would order it online on Argos and just pre-order all of the stock in all the towns around me, and then go and hoover them all up and put them straight on Amazon, because they were going for 50, 60 quid each, and I just get everything out.
I guess everyone went mad for it. I think now, because Just Dance 2020, it was probably a short release anyway, because, you know, it's an old console. You know, not everyone has a Switch, you know, so they're not going to get it on the Switch, and it's different, isn't it, I guess. I've just got up the recently sold stuff here. Let me just see if I can get the share screen. But, you know, the prices that people are getting for, you know, you could find this. I seen one of these on Facebook the other day for 20 quid. It had gone, which was a shame. But
are they used? I can't quite see the
pre-owned. Yeah, pre-owned.
Oh, they really? No way.
Yeah, so that's more than, I don't know how much it actually retailed for when it actually came out. Was it a full-fledged £50 retail, or was it a little bit less? Someone's got 70 quid new, but I know Sam, I think he's in the chat, he got near enough £80-90 for some of these. If you look at Just Dance 2019 on the way, oh, not 29, we're not there yet. Yeah, £51, £49. Oh, that's 2020. 2019, that's £45. So yeah, and that's on bids as well. If you'll buy it now, you can still achieve around the £60 mark. It's just because of the new songs, I guess, and because it's on an old console. Yeah, people are mad for it. People are mad for it.
Surprising, but even the earlier ones, I mean, I haven't had them for quite a while, but I was starting to bundle like 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever they are.
Yeah, you get a good price.
You can hold out for pretty good money, even on the bog standard ones, and they're at every boot sale in the summer.
Yeah, you find them everywhere. Yeah. Let's see. Checking on the chat, see what's occurring. We've got Laney in the chat. Evening, Laney. MTS, good evening, dude. Alfie said, yeah, lots of garage sales. Good, lots of garage sales, but he's not asked what in the basement. So yeah, it's probably worth asking if they've got any games consoles and stuff like that, for sure. JR's loving Richie's new logo. Yeah, it's smart. It is smart. I love Richie's channel. All the props and stuff, they are fascinating, aren't they?
Yeah.
Some of the stuff he gets hold of, super. I think it was...
he'd be really good to chat to. That might be happening. To keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, I want to get him on as well. I think it'd be a great chat. I always ask, because I love... Everyone always memes it, but I love Interstellar, the space film. He's never had anything from it, sadly, but it'd be great to get hold of something.
I've not seen that.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Definitely watch it. It's you like your Christopher Nolan stuff. Have you seen Inception before? That's another one.
No, I know what it's all about. I've not seen it.
Yeah, they're both of them will blow you away. They're just hard to kind of grasp as well at times. They're just tough. But great music as well. I'm getting the actual the score on vinyl for sure, because it's quality. Hans Zimmer, one of my favourites. He's awesome. The Cube on the way. That's a very good one as well. That is a good price. What's that at the moment, John? Yeah, it's like a 30 quid game, I think. Cube on the Wii. So yeah, people at the minute, £20 it's been selling for. But in good condition, you probably push about 25. 4th of Feb, £40. That's
a game I used to love actually playing and got totally hooked on the Wii. It's called, I don't know how you pronounce it really, Koro Rimpa. It's the little marble game. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've not seen it.
Like Cooler World. And for a while, that was going for good money. I've no idea if it is anymore, but it's well worth digging out. Just
so when you moving a marble like that,
you move the floor, you move the tray.
Yeah.
And there's like hundreds of levels on it, and I got so hooked because it's timed, and you have to try and beat the times. And oh my goodness, I sunk. That was the last time I was really into gaming. Was the Wii? I think I did have the Switch and everything, but we actually sold our Switch on because prices went crazy.
Yeah.
And then we bought our daughter the Switch Lite, and I was like, yeah, fantastic, but you can't run that through the telly. It's literally a hand console. So that's annoying. Anyway.
Yeah, it is annoying. Yeah, I do like my Wii, and I think it related to all generations, like you said. I remember my friend's granddad used to love playing. I think it was Wii Play, which is only a cheap game. I think it came with the Wii, didn't it? Or with the little tank game and stuff like that. Tanks, it was really smart. God. So little things like that, you know, it was a really cheap way of playing. I think even Wii Party now, it's like a £25 game still.
Yeah, I remember getting that when it came out. Yeah, and we'd literally have friends around and have a Wii Party with Wii Party, and then play Wii Sports and Wii Sports Island or Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah, I remember getting that when it came out. I think I paid about 60, 70 quid for Wii Sports Resort and a couple of the adapters when it came out.
Yeah, because they did the extra controller add-on, and they rinsed everyone for that for the money on that. But
I don't know what point was it. What point was the actual Motion Plus 4? Did it change much?
I'm not sure it did, but they marketed the hell out of it, and we all went out and bought them.
Yeah, we all got them. Yeah.
I was going to say, I mean, me and my sisters, we all clubbed together, and we bought my parents a Wii going back. I guess it's quite a few years now, and they still use that for fitness. So they're still getting used. That's why Wii Fit still sell pretty well, because people are in lockdown. They're definitely using it.
People are grabbing left, right, and centre because it's an alternative, isn't it, from the home? I've never really used a Wii Fit board myself. I've always tested them out, popped them on or whatever, but yeah, never used them. I guess is it for like yoga and stuff like that? Wii Fit, the actual board.
You can use yoga, but there's some really good games within it as well that use the balance board.
There's like a snowboarder one or something like that as well.
Yeah, there's several snowboarding ones and like ski jumping and all of that stuff, and it is really good fun.
I'd have to have a look because I've got them. I just never used them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I do love Nintendo.
see what's next, I guess. You know, I'm sure they'll do like a Switch Plus or Pro or something.
I was going to say I've got my Mario t-shirt on, but that was yesterday. I've got a massive Mario t-shirt that I was wearing yesterday.
What do you think is next for Nintendo in terms of what do they need to hit next? Is it going to be some kind of virtual reality thing, or is it because they did the 3DS and you know that was kind of a faff at the time, weren't it? Like, oh, it's 3D, and then they went 2DS and Switch and stuff. What is next? Are they going to bring back the motion?
What they do is they do what they're good at really well. Nobody saw the success of the Switch coming.
No.
You know, nobody saw the Zelda, the success that had. You know what I mean? Voted Game of the Year by most people everywhere. And yeah, I don't know what's next for them.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because with the Xbox and the PlayStation, you just know it's just going to get a bit smoother. It's just going to get a bit more quicker. The loading times are going to go down. But with Nintendo, it's always been quite a big change. They've had similar titles, but it's always been a new way of playing.
But I genuinely think they don't look to the competition. They just carve their own paths and they carry on. Look at the success of Animal Crossing right now, how huge that is worldwide. It's like nobody else is doing that stuff. That's just pure Nintendo. It's amazing. Especially
with the lockdown and stuff. I think people find Animal Crossing, it's quite an escapism. So they can use it as, like a whole new world, really, and get out of the pandemic. Yeah. It's smart, yeah. I've only ever played the one.
What they've done cleverly with that, I mean, loads of blokes are playing it, but it's really, really appealed to the women. My daughter is just hooked to hell about creating her island or whatever it is she's doing. And she has to be on the big telly. She'll have a YouTuber showing you how to build your house or whatever it is, and she'll be sat there doing the thing and doing her terrain, whatever. And there's a whole massive community of girls talking about Animal Crossing. It's amazing. It's
just a creative world, isn't it? And it's there's so much you can do with the Switch, and like Animal Crossing, it appeals to kids, women, and even guys as well. It's nice just to relax sometimes. You've got peaceful music on in the background and stuff like that. Yeah. It's cool.
Well, Jack says there, actually, Jack Dobbins says Nintendo is in a league of its own as it appeals to people who normally aren't gamers. That's exactly what we're saying. They somehow have managed, with Wii, they nailed it, and Switch, they're doing pretty well.
It's their own entity, isn't it? They're really just, in their own lane. I think Wii U was a little bit of a,
Well, you know what they did wrong there? It was the name. People thought that was a Wii just with a few added bits.
An extension, yeah.
They didn't realize it was their next gen. Honestly, it was such a badly marketed thing. That's one slip up that Nintendo made. I had the Wii U, and I really enjoyed it though.
Yeah, I've never really had one, but I've heard from people that it didn't feel as modern as it should have done. It felt like more of a kid's tablet, but I guess it was targeted at being a durable tablet, for that kind of stuff as well.
It had some really good games that sadly weren't, didn't really get out there because the platform failed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just never really sold well. Well, they pulled it back with Switch for sure. That looks a lot more modern and good.
And Wii U, if we want to talk about tips, squirrel away Wii U games. I mean, talk to Tom, the English picker, about this, because that's a platform that will be collected so much, and virtually everything was in short supply because it wasn't successful.
Yeah, they didn't produce a lot.
But it's also a quality console, and it's Nintendo. So it's a recipe for crazy money in the future.
It's not a bad idea, that, actually, squirrel away, even if you come across a sealed Wii U game and stuff like that. I actually sold Cooking Mama on the Wii, brand new and sealed, last week for £18, but it's just a random game, but because it's sealed, people want it. Is it Tom who had a load of games during lockdown? Because he's been getting games for years and years. The English picker. What? He had like boxes and boxes of everything.
Yeah, he's got stock that he doesn't know about hidden everywhere. It's amazing, Tom's stock. It's squirreled away all over the place. And when the first lockdown came, and we were all going, quick, put games on, and I sold all of my gaming gear in about a week because I didn't have much. Tom was finding it for months. It's just coming out of nowhere.
He seemed to have about 30 copies of Mario Kart Wii and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
Yeah. Amazing.
But that's a good tip, like you say, Wii U games in the future, similar to like the GameCube, good one that people want to collect.
Yeah, and the GameCube relatively was a huge success compared to the Wii U. So you think about the relative numbers that are actually out there. So yeah.
That's with the GameCube. You just never see the games anywhere, do you? Never see them.
No.
Never.
Oh, it's an interesting one. Neil there, on them, said about the remote control Mario Kart. Have you played that? Do you know anyone who's got it? That looks amazing.
I've seen it. I've never played it. It's only come out pretty recently, hasn't it? But you're in your living room, aren't you? And you've got Mario Kart in your living room. It's quite a smart invention. Yeah.
I just want to know if it properly works. It looks like it could be a right ball ache when the car gets stuck on the table leg and you've got to go and set it up. I don't know. Will it work?
Will it work? Yeah, that's the thing, really. I guess on Christmas Day, a lot of families were getting a little bit stressed over it. But it'd be nice if it worked and it was good. It's like the future of gaming. It's going into stuff like that, interactive stuff. Yeah, I think, have you seen the film Ready Player One?
No, I'm so behind on my films. I'm so behind.
That's one worth watching. I'm sure a few people in the chat will say they've watched it, but that's like a future of gaming one. So they're really in an immersive internet world. You're your own character and stuff. It's scary to think where gaming will go in the next 10, 20 years. It's exciting, but just don't know, do you?
Yeah, JJ's saying that Animal Crossing's biggest YouTubers are actually mostly male. Yeah, I wasn't trying to be sexist then. I was just saying, and it's another example where Nintendo have appealed to women just as much as men, if you like. I know many blokes are loving Animal Crossing, but there's not many games you can think of that have crossed over that well on, say, Xbox, for example. They just don't do it.
With Nintendo, all of the characters seem to be quite cute and, like appealing to different audiences. So you've got like your Pokemon, they're like, really cool looking. Animal Crossing, they're all cute little characters. Zelda, everyone's got like kind of attachment to the Nintendo characters.
Kirby's a great one.
The art style that they use, really clever. Really clever. I'd love to get like a really nice, Nintendo collection, GameCube and stuff, but it's just finding one in nice condition at a right price. It just doesn't happen these days. Very, very rare. I want to get a 64 as well, but like you say, they're expensive. It's an expensive hobby to collect.
I've got one. Got one right now.
This, you're selling it, or is it for your testing?
It's going to be sold on. I bought it just to get this up and running. And yeah, I'll sell it on. I don't even have any other software. I just bought a unit just to test this out, and so I could get all the pictures and everything.
Don't blame you. Yeah. I think that the only time I found an N64, I've told this story a few times. I think it was late 2016 or early 2017 on the car boot, and it was a sunny day, afternoon car boot on a tennis court, a few tennis courts. So I seen this N64 box, beautiful condition, you know, a few box games and stuff. I said, "Oh, how much do you want for that? £30." I said, "Oh, no, I'll have a look around first." So this, you know, it's a busy car boot. He's just reseller. There weren't any resellers there. It wasn't as, you know, up and coming at the time. I walked around the whole car boot and then ended up getting it for 25 on the second walk round. And then nowadays, that's
that though. Why did you
I was a naive 17-year-old. You know, I'm probably just watching your videos, his videos, and Ben's videos. I thought that's pretty cool, that. But you know, there might be something else. There might be some Harry Potter books on the next door. You know, like little, it's just going like working overtime to think what to get. But we ended up getting it. I think we got $250 for it, $260 for it. It was all in its bags and everything. It was amazing.
Wow.
I wish I would have kept it, to be honest. But yeah, little things like that, it doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't leave the car anymore. Someone's at the car before it even comes out now on a car boot. You wouldn't see it, would you? It's so competitive now.
Yeah, there's a lot more awareness, full stop. So people know
it's
kind of
stuff.
common
People
knowledge.
know price.
Yeah, it's kind of common knowledge that retro gaming is a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So most people are aware that old dusty machine in their loft is going to have a little bit of value, so they then check it out on eBay. A lot of that goes on, so they don't make it to the boot sales as much as they used to anyway. And then, like you said, there's an army of us lot looking for them when they get there.
Looking through the windows of the cars, like, what's that? Trying to spot something. I remember Kieran last week, he actually picked up if Kieran's in the chat or someone who was in the chat, what did he pick up? Was it a Panasonic gaming console or something like that in his box on Facebook last week?
3DO?
It might have been, yeah. The games are in like CD cases.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was one called
the 3DO. Yeah, it was a 3DO. Yeah. It was boxed and everything. He got it on Facebook with, you know, a load of games. I think he got it for, you know, pretty cheap. You know, it's good margin in it. But the lady got back to him a couple of days later, said, "Oh, I found another 8 games here if you want them." She just went and picked them up for free. You know, so some people, it was her collection, but, you know, kind people in the world. I've never seen the console in my life, but it looked pretty smart. Yeah, the 3DO. Yeah, 3DO. So
I think it was a 3DO. I used to work for a dairy when I was like 18, so we're talking like 92. And the boss of this dairy invited me around to his house because he was showing off his new fancy, I'm pretty sure it's the 3DO. It was a CD-ROM based machine. And he'd spent a fortune on it. They were like something stupid, like 400 quid or something. And he showed me it, and I'm thinking, I've got a Super Nintendo at home that's running quicker and better than that, mate. I'm not impressed.
So it never really took off.
No, and then it collapsed within a year. There was no real software available after that, and it's a complete waste of money. But it sticks with me, that memory, because he was really showing off. Look how fancy it is, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's like there is games consoles come and go really quickly. I think there's a little documentary on Netflix. I'm not sure what the actual show's called. It was out last year, but it was like the life cycle of consoles. So it started right at the start with, you know, the first console, and how it worked its way up. Pretty cool watch. I think it's like 3 or 4 episodes. Yeah, it's about 4 episodes long. Someone in the chat will definitely know what it is, but
if someone knows, you'll have to message me if nobody can tell me. I'd love to watch that. Or maybe I've seen it. I've seen something similar.
Let's see if I can have a quick look. But it's quite a good watch, yeah. They're talking about the first tournaments. People are going, play Tetris tournaments and stuff. They'd fly out to, wherever it was in the US. Really cool from like a long time. Let's have a look. I just type in gaming on Netflix. Something. There it is.
So into Tetris.
High Score. It's called. Really, really good. So there's like this woman really good at Tetris, and she went, flew across the country, first ever kind of thing of its nature, and won some money and stuff. I think they was going for hours and hours, and I think at the end there was 3 of them left, and they just said, right, you're all winners or something, because they was that good at the game. Just didn't stop playing it for months and months.
Blimey.
Bonkers, yeah, bonkers. But High Score, that's called. NEM. Worth a watch.
I've shared a few times my moment with Tetris that I cannot forget. It's scarred me for life. I was absolutely hooked to that, and I got so good at it. I used to be in Club Nintendo. I was in Club Nintendo virtually from the first issue. You used to get the magazine.
Yeah, you get a magazine, yeah.
And they used to have, we're talking like issue 5 and 6 or something. There used to be like this list in the back of high scores, and to get that, you had to send in a photograph of your Nintendo, of your black and white Game Boy, to prove it. So there was this German guy who was always at the top, and I spent weeks and weeks practicing, and I beat his high score. So at that moment, as far as Nintendo was concerned, the highest score in the world. And I had a little Brownie, whatever it was called, little 110 crappy camera.
Yeah.
And I used the whole film up, snapping it, different angles.
Make sure you get it.
Come out. Nothing came out. All blurred. Couldn't prove it.
Way.
Never got anywhere near it again.
Well, you know that you was there though. You've got the story to tell.
I know it, and I believe me.
You can always have a look at the magazine. And you go, I would have been there. I would have been there. It would have been a cool thing to have, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, after that
I used to have all the Club Nintendo magazines. I used to be subscribed to Total Nintendo, which was a really good magazine. I used to buy CMVG. Before that, I used to have Your Sinclair. So I had this decent collection of magazines. I'm guessing it was 98 when I left home. They all went in the recycling.
No,
I was that. I don't know. I was so into my new life, moving out of home and leaving
social life and stuff.
I literally didn't even think, and I would pay good money just to get the Club Nintendos back now. It sickens me that I threw them all away.
It's a shame as people lose a lot of the chat. I think my dad had a lot of like Britain's figures, like like the soldiers and stuff from the I don't know when would he left home in the late 90s. So there would have been like 80s toys, a lot of the Britons and stuff. Yeah, I think he's, my nan, he just threw them all away. He's just like, so, your child has just been popped in a bin and then that's it, gone. But like you say, you have like such sentimental value to such things like that. That's why I try and hold on to a lot of things. When I was younger, I was always selling things. I was the kid selling on Facebook or Gumtree, and there was probably resellers picking things from me. It's gone full circle. But yeah, it'd be nice to get things like that back.
Well, the thing was, as a kid in the 90s, games were bloody expensive. I mean, I was Nintendo as well. There was nobody discounting Nintendo. It was like 40 quid a game wherever you went. There was no discounting going on. And I would be importing Japanese games at up to 80 quid a game.
Yeah.
And you think back then when my paper round might earn me £4 or something, it was crazy. So what I'm trying to get to is that I would have to sell my stuff to fund my habit.
Yeah,
what I mean?
like
my game collection never really grew. I kept the classics. Yeah, I kept the classics in mint condition, and the rest I played them, completed them, and sold them because I had to fund it. Yeah,
no, it's the way it is. It's the way it is. Like, I'm always selling a few bits to try and gain bits. It does grow though. I get it out of hand. You can see the pop vinyls all over the shop. I've got like
you into that? Okay.
Oh, yeah, all kinds of pop vinyls on the go.
So the pop vinyl thing, are you just collecting certain themes then? Because there's so many, isn't there?
Yeah, especially nowadays, they're constantly coming out with different stuff. Got The Walking Dead. I've not got a complete collection because there's some that are a few hundred quid a piece, and it's like I can't warrant that for one. It's mad. Got Lost. Quite like the Lost one, and I got them at retail. They're quite a bit higher now, so a little bit investment. I got some of the footballers, and then rappers. So music. I've got like my vinyls, and then the music pops. And that's it, really. Just a few NECA figures and stuff like that here and there, a few random ones, but they are expensive. You can't keep up.
Yeah. So how do you? It's like any niche, I suppose. You just have to dig in and learn. Because I picked up a couple. I've known about them for years, and I've always thought I know there's got to be money in some of these. I've heard people talking about them. So I picked them up. Must be, I don't know when it was. Whenever we were last boot sailing, and. They were Magic the Gathering ones, so I thought they've got to be worth something. They totally weren't.
Were they like the new sets or something?
Yeah,
some of the new Magic ones. Yeah,
I made a couple of copies of a pair, but it was a fail, and I don't know how to kind of start learning which ones are worth.
It's a tough one with pop vinyls. Even if you go into a shop and it might say exclusive, wow, it jumps out at you. I think, oh bloody hell, might be a bit of money. There's so many exclusives now as well that they're not. They're not really easy. Yeah. They're hard to, they're not hard to come by. You get them all over. The expensive ones are when they started out. So I don't know if it's 2010 or maybe 2009, 2011.
So are
the first boxes, runs?
Are the boxes dated?
the boxes are the same. The boxes are the same. Let me just, let's see if we can get one up on eBay. They were still the same square box, but the detailing is a lot less. So if I
they
go
don't have
on,
a date on. That's not an easy way of just saying, "Oh, this is a 20."
they might have a date on the box. I thought you meant did the boxes change over time, but yeah, they might have a date on. Let me just see.
Because that I might be able to remember.
For someone who has an old pop in a box, though, they tend to know what they've got as well. So it's like it's catch-22. If I look at the old Beatles one, my mate's got the full set of the Beatles. I think he paid about £400.
Wow, really?
So a lot of these are fake, you see. So there you go, Paul McCartney, 188, best offer accepted. These ones, so these are like the older ones. You can see they're a little bit more basic. They're basic figures anyway, but you can see they're quite bare bones. But they look exactly the same as what they would do now in terms of the boxes, and I think they would have date on. Yeah, 2012 that one. But yeah, my mate's got that full set. So the rule
of thumb, sort of 2012 and earlier, you might be onto something. Is that a rule of thumb? I don't know.
Yeah, obviously there's some that they release at different Comic-Cons and stuff, and if you're there, you get hold of one, good stuff. But it's hard to get the expensive ones now from today's stuff. I think Funko, the actual store, they do some exclusive on the website, which can get a little bit of value. But if you was a toy shop 10 years ago and you had this new up and coming toy on your wholesale list, and you had a full back room, you'd be in the money now. I think they did an early run of the Simpsons stuff in 2010, 2011. And it's like gold dust now. Gold dust, some of that stuff. Bonkers. Yeah. I always tell a story. I told it to Z last week. But my brother, I think must have been 2011. My brother got a pop for everyone around the house, for Christmas. So my dad got Run DMC. My mum got a Michael Jackson. My brother got a 2-pack. And I got a Gamorrean guard off Star Wars, the big green guy. Yeah. And the Gamorrean guard, it was still in the stores for the same price 8 years later. But obviously the 2-pack licenses and the Michael Jackson stuff, the 2-pack is about £400, £500 now. The Michael Jackson's a couple hundred, and I think the Run DMC is a couple hundred as well now. They just re-released them. But I got the short stick basically.
So if you're like, do you want to swap?
Yeah, I'll have that one. But it's just how the cookie crumbles. That must have been when they first came out. My brother just picked them up in Forbidden Planet. They were just sat on the shelf, and then all those years later, they just gold dust.
That's the thing. It's impossible to predict any of this stuff. It really is. And people have said to me many times, "Do you put stuff away for the future? Do you do that kind of, like buying Lego and putting it in the loft and all that sort of stuff?" And my usual response to that is no, because it's like a can of worms. If I start thinking along those lines, where do you stop? And I can't think back as well to when I had the gaming shop and I had boxes and boxes of sealed Pokemon, crystal, and you know what I mean? It's like, I know.
And yeah, if you had a card shop, 15, 20 years. I know Vinny's been going 20 years now. If you just kept 2 of each box for the last 20 years, do you know what I mean?
We sold hundreds of thousands of Pokemon cards, booster packs. Every week we would have a whole raft of kids that would come in every week. So they'd go to town with their mum and dad, and they'd always pop in to replay our shop. Yeah. And they'd have their pocket money, and someone just buy one, someone buy 2 packs of Pokemon. And we'd get through booster box after booster box. We're constantly ordering week in, week out. I dread to think how many tens of thousands of cards we used to do Magic Gathering and all that. Yeah. Yeah. But that's what we had to do to earn a living, you see. You can't think, why didn't you save them for the future? It's like, well, I didn't know they'd be worth 100 times that now.
It's just what happens, and I don't know if you know, Logan Paul did a box break, didn't he? The first edition box late in last year. He just bought 5 more of those boxes for $2 million for 5 boxes. He's doing a box break in February, so it's 36 packs, and the starting bid is 10,000 or 20,000 for a pack. So he's going to make money on it, but he's keeping the Pokemon boom just ongoing. I think he's going to do one twice a year or something like that. And honestly, he's bonkers. Wow. He's bonkers. It's like a stock market. He's kind of influencing the market. He'll probably buy cards when they're cheap, then I'll do a box break. Everything will double. It's really crazy market, and it's good to watch and stuff, but yeah, it's crazy stuff.
It is mad.
Before we do go, I know George is going live at 9, so hopefully everyone will kind of rotate over to George's channel. It's like a channel hop in it, really. I just want to say thank you for coming on. What have you got going on this week? Have you got a new video out today? What's anything going on your channel for everyone to know about?
I put up a video today, which was kind of my day, really, over Monday and Tuesday, which was picking orders and sorting stuff. Oh, and I got a gift. A viewer sent me a gift, which utterly floored me, the generosity of the gift. I won't spoil it, but it was vinyl and it blew my mind. Right. So yeah, that's out. And then there'll be a little road trip video. I think I mentioned it earlier, where we went out, we left the house. Check us out. So yeah, that'll be up tomorrow, I think.
So yeah, obviously you all know who Nick is and you're all subscribed, so no need to tell you. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on. Yeah, it's been super. It's been super. One last question before you do go. I always ask this to everybody.
Yeah.
If anyone ever bumps into you, they want to buy you a cup of tea, cup of coffee, how do you go about it? What's your go-to tea? What's your go-to coffee?
I don't drink coffee, never have. It's disgusting. So yeah, just PG tips. I'm a pretty simple guy.
No sugar, no sugar.
No sugar. Little bit of milk.
I'm the same. Just a little bit of milk, like a nice tan colour.
Yes. Yeah, quite strong with a little bit of milk. Yeah.
Perfect.
How it should be.
How it should be, exactly. I mentioned it in tomorrow's video. I've got a video 8 o'clock tomorrow. I've mentioned it. It's got to be the nice tan colour. Anyway, I appreciate you for coming on.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. I really enjoyed that. We will have to do it the other way around at some point soon. I'm trying to get back into doing chats, and by accident, kind of Tuesday has become my new slot, apparently. So that might be a regular thing. I kind of don't want to commit to it because I'm terrible at that sort of thing. But yeah, Tuesdays we're doing chats. I have a couple of guests lined up for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, we'll keep in touch and we'll do it the other way around. Yeah,
so good. It's been nice to just let loose and talk about some geeky gaming stuff. You know, sometimes it's nice to just forget, isn't it?
It was always going to get onto gaming, and half the chat was going to be gaming. It's always going to be that.
100 people sucked it up. They enjoyed it. I'm sure you all had a good time. Before you do go, guys, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're not already. It's been super. I've been myself, Nick's been himself, and you guys been yourself. So we'll see you later. Peace out.